Hi guys, I am going to show you how to shade spheres with different mediums for your upcoming projects. This one in particular is going to be charcoal, and what I have with me, what you will need for this is a kneaded eraser. I have charcoal pencils. I love charcoal pencils over charcoal, but I have sort of a weird texture problem. We do have vine charcoal. I will be using this a little bit. Vine charcoal is very soft and porous, and so it goes on very soft. These charcoal pencils, I have lots of different hardnesses and softnesses. What I grabbed this time, I just grabbed two, to be honest. This one is extra soft, which is 6B, meaning it's going to go on pretty dark. 4B is not quite as soft, so it'll go on a little bit lighter. And then I also have a blending stump. I have the kneaded eraser, and anytime I'm using charcoal, I just keep a sheet of paper under my hand because it gets very messy. So we are going to be working with different mediums for our sphere. And right now I am going to work with the soft 4B charcoal pencil. I am going to start shading. I like to work dark to light, and then we can always pick up charcoal with our kneaded eraser to make it even lighter. So I am going to start in this bottom area. Anytime that you shade a sphere or something round or curved, you want to shade in the direction of the sphere. If I were to just shade this flat straight across, it's going to flatten out my sphere. So you have to think of it as a round object already, or we are trying to create the illusion that it's round and three-dimensional. Therefore, we want to shade in a curved pattern, or a curved direction. Think about the moon when you can see it go through its different phases. It still has a curved shape. Getting closer to the highlight area, and that's the area where I'm not going to, so I'm keeping this piece of paper under my hand so I don't mess up anything that I've already shaded. But since this is sort of the highlight area, I'm not going to shade as far up. Kind of be slow and neat with this process because you still will see your pencil strokes. If you're going for sort of a messy shade, that's fine, but I'm not. I'm trying to make sure that I cover it pretty nice and neat. That's pretty good for right now. Now I can take my blending stump, and I am just going to start on the dark side and work my way towards the light area so it gets lighter and lighter. We can always come back and take off this highlight. There is a reflected light that a lot of people don't know about at the bottom of any object sitting on a table. There's usually a spot where light is reflected back onto the object, and a lot of people kind of forget to put that in there, but it's there. Stay neat in the lines. And I'm just getting lighter and lighter with my blending stump. I'm hardly pressing at all right there. Now I'm pressing a little harder. And again, make sure you're going in a circular direction. Don't want to flatten it out. Sometimes I like to just take my finger and start to blend it together here. kind of helps blend it a little nicer. Once I'm at this part, this is when I take my eraser, my kneaded eraser. These kneaded erasers are sticky. They are meant for charcoal. So you can honestly just start to tap on it and it's gonna start to pick up charcoal. Or if I just wanna lightly blend or work my way out, it kind of picks it up that way too. And kind of works as like a nice highlighting tool. So what I'm gonna do is take a little edge, I pinch an edge because I want to put this reflected light back into the bottom of my sphere. So I'm just gonna kind of erase a little part. Use it as a tool. Use that eraser, that kneaded eraser as a tool and kind of erase your highlight out. Then you can go back in with your blending stump and add back to it, so it doesn't look as erased. I would like to go in with my 6B, and what I'm gonna do now is kind of pop in some darks. Right above my reflected light. Still keeping with the direction. And I'm going to take my blending stump and blend that back with the midtones. Kind of blend it a little with your reflected light as well, but don't forget to leave a little bit of lightness down here at the bottom, okay? And if you added too much, then just take some of it away with your eraser. Now I am going to add the background and the cast shadow. I'm using my darkest, which is the 6B for my cast shadow, because I know that that is really dark down here. And I am, while all that chalk or charcoal dust stays right there, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it. Use that charcoal dust. And there's my cast shadow. Now with this background, you can either, I'm gonna take my vine charcoal, and you can either go side to side or vertical. It's really up to you. One thing that I think is important is always a difference in value. So if this is really dark here, maybe I want this background to just barely be dark at all. And right now, even though it looks like this is going on dark, vine charcoal is actually fairly light a lot of the times. So whenever I blend it into the background, it's gonna lighten up, you'll see. You can either blend it with your finger. If you blend it with your finger, it's going to take a lot more of the vine charcoal away. So I'll show you what that looks like. If you blend it with a stump, it's gonna leave more of the vine charcoal. So do you see the difference between that? So that's with your finger, that's with the blending stump. But stay in one direction. You decide which way you like it. If you like blending with your finger, or if you like using the blending stump. And that is shading with charcoal. If you notice that your background and your sphere is the same color, I would darken the sphere a little bit or lighten the background, one or the other. You definitely want to see a difference between the two. Okay, there's that. We'll do chalk pastel next.